But it's a very, very interesting matchup against Impa Kasanganay. And I'll start with Fabian Edwards just because, like, I've been following Fabian since before he was a professional. And my colleague over in the Severe MMA podcast, Graham, went over to one of Fabian's fights as an amateur. And I believe he won by armbar that day. And I think he was 10-0 as an amateur. And I remember Graham saying to me, this guy is as legit as they come. He's obviously, we knew Leon at the time. And there was a thought that he was going to be better than Leon. And you know what? It hasn't worked out massively in his career. But every time I've seen Fabian fight a couple of times live, and every time you see Fabian fight, you realize why he has such potential and people thought of him so well. Like it says 6'1" here on Sherdog. I don't believe a word of that. I get out the tape again. He's a big guy and very, like, so strong and fast and hits hard when he needs it. The biggest and only issue with Fabian, like, Fabian has all the skills. He can wrestle. He has good jiu-jitsu. He can strike very good technically, but there is this thing with Fabian. It's like and it's very easy for me to say sitting here, but he won't let his hands go. And I've asked Fabian about it. I've put this to him, and he's like, you know, he said to me, yeah, I understand. That is a thing, right? That is an issue. But also, I try to be the most technical, good fighter I can. I think a little bit of the issue with Fabian, and this isn't probably a very nice thing to say, right? But I think there's a tendency for Fabian to fight a little bit like Leon, right? Which, fighting like Leon Edwards, who became a UFC champion, should be a good thing, but not for Fabian's body type. I think Fabian is a better athlete than Leon, a more powerful athlete, a guy who doesn't have to just rely on being well-rounded to win. And, you know, again, that sounds like an insult, but it wasn't. Leon Edwards took that all the way to a UFC championship. I think Fabian needs to rely on his athleticism a bit more, rely on his hands a little bit more,